Let's not ignore the facts. 10 out of 10 people die, and so estate planning is very important. One way to start estate planning is by drafting a will. And in this week's video, we will look at 5 common mistakes that persons make when drafting their will. Hello everyone, welcome to LegalChat JA. I am Kimberley Downer and I am an attorney at law. This YouTube channel was created for you to assist you in understanding legal concepts. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And for all my subscribers out there, welcome back to this channel and let the learning continue. So today we are going to be speaking about wills and some common mistakes that persons make when writing them. Now watch this video very carefully and all the way to the end. You will need to pay close attention to point 5 especially, because many persons don't know about this, and so as a result of the mistake made, the will becomes invalid. So let's get right to it. Number 1. Now, one of the most common mistakes persons make as it concerns the will is the signing or execution of the will. The Wills Act states that the will must be signed at the foot or end of the will. What did I say? At the foot or end of the will. Okay, so many of us go to the pharmacy and purchase a will form like this one when we're going to draft our will. You will notice on the will form that there are 2 places in which you can sign. You have right here at the end of the first page and also right here at the end of the second page. Now, if your assets can hold on the first page, it's okay for you to sign at the end of the first page. However, if you continue on the second page, you must sign on the second page. The problem I often see is that persons continue writing the contents of their will on the second page, but only sign on the front page. In that case, tell me, legal chatters, where does the will end? That's right. The will ends on the first page, and so whatever is written on the second page does not form part of the will. So remember, the will must be signed at the foot or end of the will. The second point concerns gifts given to attesting witnesses. Gifts given to attesting witnesses or their spouse is void. So if you're giving a gift, for example, to your son should not be a witness. If your son is a witness, then he will not be entitled to the gift you give him. And the situation remains the same if your son's wife is a witness. So remember, a witness should not be someone or the spouse of someone who will be getting a gift, because although the will remains valid, the gift given would be void. And in that case, the gift may end up in the hands of someone who you really didn't want to get a gift. As you can imagine, this rule was implemented to prevent any fraud from taking place. So remember this point as you choose who you would like to witness your will. The third point is that you have to remember to redo your will when you get married. Many persons don't know that a will is revoked by marriage. So right after you get married, you need to remember to redraft your will. The fourth mistake that some persons make is that they forget to name an executor. An executor is someone who is named in your will who will be responsible for the administration or the management of the estate. And the estate includes all assets and liabilities left behind after death. So the administration of the estate would include the distribution of the assets to the relevant beneficiaries and paying the debts and funeral expenses from the estate. Now, a lot of persons forget to name an executor, and when this occurs, the administrator of the will would be a person as dictated by the laws of Jamaica. This may be someone who you really didn't want to manage your will, so you have to be very careful. Remember, name an executor, name someone who you can trust, someone who you know that after you close your eyes, they will do what you would want them to do as it concerns your will. They will give the beneficiaries the gift. And also you want to name someone who you think may outlive you. So we've made it to the 5th point. Listen to this rule very carefully, because a lot of people make this mistake, and as a result, the will becomes invalid. And I don't want your will to become invalid. So let's listen to the rule very carefully. The signature of the person who is writing the will, that's the testator in the case of a male, and the testatrix in the case of the female, must be made or acknowledged by him or her, that's the testator or the testatrix, in the presence of 2 or more witnesses who are present at the same time. That's the part that people mix up, and I want you to remember it, so let me say it again. The signature of the person who is writing the will must be made or acknowledged by him or her in the presence of 2 or more witnesses present at the same time. So if John drafts his will and signs it before one person at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then waits until 6 o'clock in the evening for his neighbor to come home and witness the will, then that last will and testament will be invalid. It will be of no effect. So remember, the witnesses must be present at the same time when the will is being signed, or the testator or testatrix points out to the witnesses, hey, this is my signature. Don't take this point for granted. A lot of wills are invalid because of this very rule. So, in this video, we looked at 5 common mistakes that persons make as it concerns the will. There are so many other mistakes that persons make, and so my suggestion would be to take your will to an attorney so that attorney can check the will and inform you as to the will's validity. Or you can ask an attorney to draft a will and guide you through the process. I know you all may have some questions on this topic, so write your questions down in the comment section below, and I will do a video one day in response to these questions. The link at that time will also be provided in this video. So that's it for this week's video. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, let's chat legal.